because your body doesn't work with words. It works with feelings. So you want to bring in those feelings, and then just to make it more and more efficient, bring in. Hello! So today I'd like to talk about affirmations and if they are actually useful, what do they do, or are they a waste of time? And are we just entertaining ourselves in some very bizarre way? So what I'd like to talk about is that it is linked to how we've been programmed when we came into this world as children. And when we are kids, we come into this world, we're pretty much a blank slate. But then we get conditioned and programmed by our parents, teachers, friends, our experiences. And suddenly we have beliefs, and we have certain opinions, and we're conditioned, we're programmed in a certain way, and that goes into our subconscious. And then that's just a fact. We don't really question that anymore. So the way we come into the world, it basically forms our future life path and how we're going to think. And the way we think, or what we believe, that is going to affect how we speak and how we act. And those things, how we act, results in what results do we see in our life? What are the end results? What shows up for us? So if we have a belief that, oh, you know, if I try, it's not going to work anyway, then you can see down the line, you're not going to try very hard because you have a belief it's not going to work anyway. So these sort of deep-seated beliefs and limiting beliefs really are not so beneficial. And we might have picked it up from school. Maybe a teacher said, I know you've written this essay 10 times, but it's still not good enough, or something to that effect. You know, it could be something really small. Maybe you didn't stack building blocks the way that, you know, somebody wanted you to stack them in a specific color order, and they said something and you took it in and you just thought, oh gosh, I tried so hard to stack these building blocks as a little, I don't know, 3-year-old. And it just wasn't done in the way that somebody outside of you expected. And so you take in, because in those formative years, you just take everything in. You don't question it. You don't question as a 3-year-old, oh, should I believe that it is good enough? No, you just feel like, oh gosh, it wasn't good enough. And as little kids, we tend to think everything is about us, you know, so even if parents are arguing, we would think, oh gosh, they're arguing because I didn't do something good enough. I didn't meet their expectations. It's my fault that they're arguing. There's a whole bad atmosphere, a lot of upset, maybe a massive change, and it's all my fault because I didn't do something good enough. So there's all sorts of things that can be absorbed during our childhood, how we get programmed. And then once these programs are in our subconscious, they stay there unless we question them. But if they stay there, what happens? We go through life unconsciously, just playing out these patterns that we've absorbed. Oh, you know, there's no point in trying really hard. It's not going to work anyway. Or it's just not going to be good enough. What's the point? You know, and so we go through our life playing out that belief, which is not really a great life to live. So what can we do? What can we do? And this is where I like to bring in affirmations along with a lot of other work, but affirmations I feel are very, very, very beneficial to reprogram that, to actually take in, you know what, I am good enough. I do feel worthy. I do feel like, oh, you know, I'm okay and all is well. And these affirmations help to reprogram that faulty, those detrimental beliefs that were taken in when you were a little 3-year-old, you know, anything under, 7, 8 years old, something like that. And so let me tell you a little bit about how I go about my affirmations. First of all, I find out what are my trigger points, you know, because we've got some limiting beliefs in common, like not feeling good enough, fear of rejection, not feeling like you belong, all sorts of those. But then there are some that are rather specific, and sometimes it could be a tone, sometimes it could be a smell, sometimes it could be a specific word that's just like, that really triggers. and that's an overreaction that you have in the moment to that word, but that word leads to a childhood pain, trauma, right? So I find those. And then as soon as I find those, and it's very easy to find them, you just notice, oh, do I feel upset right now? Am I overreacting to this word that just got mentioned in my, area of vicinity in front of me? And then just being aware of that. So it is self-awareness, and just then, okay, noticing, okay, I feel triggered right now. And you can notice what are your trigger symptoms. Like many people get quite sweaty or tense up. You feel some tension in your muscles, maybe in your shoulders, or you feel defensive. You feel like, it's not like that, and then you have to, defend. So just notice those things, and then if you can, make a little note in a little notebook in your phone, whatever, and then you have these triggers. You notice, oh, these are the words that rile me up, and then there's various things that you can do to heal that past pain, that yucky feeling, that discomfort, that trauma, and then you can make affirmations, create affirmations to help heal that even more. And so what I like to do is I like to record the affirmations in my voice on my phone so that I can listen to them anytime with, these are my little Bluetooth headphones, with my little headphones. And I like to just go to the opposite of what I felt before. So the yucky feeling, maybe I didn't feel good enough. I'd say, Maya, you're more than good enough. You are so good. You do everything just perfectly. All is well. And, you go on a little spiel with many affirmations that will affirm that you are good enough, you are deserving, you are worthy. And then not just do you say, oh, I am good enough, or I'm more than good enough. I'd say, I'd give an example to say, okay, I am worthy of XYZ, and that will make me feel excited, happy, and grateful. And then I'd say it with a big smile, actually feeling that emotion. When I feel excited, happy, and grateful, my voice changes. I'm like, oh, this is great. And so say it with that emotion, because when you bring emotion in, it helps shift the negative energy. Because if you just say it very deadpan without emotion, it's probably not going to do very much at all. So that would then be a waste of time. Don't do that. Okay, so here's a good example of an affirmation that I really like, and I'll read it to you. I am free of the fear of mistakes and failure. Mistakes and failure are good and necessary to achieve success. I act without fear of failure and feel excited, heroic, and unstoppable. Right? So you say what you previously felt very worried about, or you felt triggered by, or you felt scared of, you felt a lot of, oh no, I can't fail, I feel like it's such a failure, oh no, I'm so scared of making mistakes. That was a big one of mine. And so now I say, I'm free of the fear of mistakes and failure. Mistakes and failure are good and necessary to achieve success. And you can already see the emotion coming in. Oh, mistakes and failure are good and necessary to achieve success? Awesome! I act without fear of failure and feel excited, heroic, and unstoppable, right? So that feels really good. So I'd record that with as much emotion as I can onto my phone. And I use an app called Upthink, and it does cost a little bit of money, but it's well worth it, because then I have it in my own voice, and I can record as many as I want, and each one is individual, and it just plays in a loop or shuffled or whatever. But the best thing about that is that I can actually have that playing, and I can play another app simultaneously. And the other app will have binaural beats. Now, binaural beats is going to help me get much deeper into my subconscious and absorb these affirmations much more easily. And if you do meditation, it also helps you get into meditation much more quickly, much more deep, more quickly, right? So binaural beats are amazing. You need to have stereo. Stereo makes it much more effective. Stereo headsets. Or earphones, and then I just listen to these affirmations when I am doing maybe a washing up, maybe garden work, you know, whenever my hands are busy, I'm going to have my earbuds in, I'm listening to my affirmations, I'm listening to binaural beats at the same time, and I'm reprogramming from all of those past stories that are just not beneficial to me anymore. They are not serving me. And I don't want to live these, unconscious things that I picked up by accident in my environment when I was growing up. If they're not serving me, I don't want them. So I'm letting them go, I'm healing them, and I am releasing them out of my body. And then I'm taking in new, nourishing affirmations with all of the emotion that I can feel, because this is how it really settles into your body. Your body feels emotions. That is the communication that you have with your body subconscious. You want to communicate on a feeling level. That's how it works, because your body doesn't work with words. It works with feelings. So you want to bring in those feelings, and then just to make it more and more efficient, bring in the binaural beats. That's what I've got today. That is my practice that I do every single day as often as I can, because I'm determined to live a healthy life that is in my highest benefit. And I know I can. And so I am. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I shall see you soon.